promised, we are going to do another stream. I think I wanted to finish the testing. So we had the first look at this testing for looking at a list of rooms and kind of what could have happened. Here we noticed that the test stuff was generated by AI quite nicely into code. So from an event model to code, it's getting pretty easy. What we also did is change the prompts. So in Cursor AI, this IDE that I'm using, to kind of have our set of rules for what we want, how we want our AI to behave. And so in this case, we're working with event sourcing all the time, and we're doing event modeling. And for this case, for this particular implementation, we're doing the mustache templates for HTML in Node.js. And so that's something that we want to kind of have pre-prompted as to how we want it to do that, especially with all the event sourcing stuff that we're doing. So what we do here is I need to try to use the profiles, because I work on maybe three main types of applications for the purpose of demonstrations and all that. One of them is this back-end front-end thing with Node.js running on the back end, and then the front end being just posts and gets, not doing anything, no single page app in this case. So there's some opinions on what I want and what I don't want, especially with event sourcing. Then there's the other type of project that I do, which is entirely client-side JavaScript, which is basically callback hell. And so I want different opinions to feed to the AI to make sure that anything that it suggests kind of goes along with the general kind of attitude or strategy that I have towards that type of application. And the third one is static site generation for content such as a podcast, which is mostly Hugo. So I want to maybe define three types of profiles for different projects that I use, at least on streams, and see how that goes. Because so far, whenever I see some need to prompt a little bit extra for what I know will need to be repeated again, I like to go into the settings for AI and kind of add that to the generic kind of pre-prompt for all prompts that it feeds. And it seems to be good. Also, some people online have been talking about Cursor AI not having good context with the entire solution. For a small solution, it certainly has the ability to chat with the entire code, and it does generate create new files in new places, no problem, at least much better than before. I don't think it could before, but it does. So I've been able to do that. It's even making data files for fake data. It's been able to do all those kinds of things. So it does, unlike what some critics are saying out there, Cursor AI does have a pretty good understanding of the solution structure. And I haven't had, especially if you watch the last couple of streams, there's been really not too many issues. I was quite amazed at kind of adding a mock-up from here, one of these screens in here, for it to make these. And you can see in the last stream that's kind of what happened. So anyway, if you have questions, this is I have a chat here that connects to YouTube, Twitch, also the Discord channel. If you're on the event modeling Discord, there is a channel there. So if you're on our server for event modeling, there's certainly a live stream channel where you can participate from that as well. And it's kind of nice to do it from there because the rest of the community members are on that Discord as well. So if there's other questions that you have as you're seeing something that I'm doing, someone else might answer your question as well. That's there. So anyway, so let's continue with this. I think we left off trying to automate these tests, and you see they're kind of formulaic. And just to walk you through that, we have a set of given events that could happen to set up each test. So test one is really all of that, and then test two would be all of this. actually not really all of that. So it would be just having this in history and then looking at whether this view has changed. I am going to look at my notifications in case there's a problem with sound or anything else. I think everything looks good. So yeah, sometimes people message me that that they can't hear me, or there's something wrong with the audio. Last time the bitrate was too high, and so Twitch wasn't working, but that's all fixed now. You have to be 6,000 bitrate of 6,000 or below for Twitch not to blank out your video. So yeah, that was a couple of streams where we were just on YouTube and the Twitch didn't work, but that's been adjusted. So anyway, back to this. Yeah, this is our test setup. So as we, each test case, the first test case would be, I haven't done anything yet. What is the default view for rooms on this screen? There's, that's the default view there, just a room name and nothing in the table. And then, I have a room added event in the history. So given that, what do I have in terms of that? Obviously it's that. So pretty simple addition of rooms should increase the, what we have in there. Actually I didn't finish this. Yeah, I didn't finish changing these. So I actually have to correct this. You'll get to see something neat that I did yesterday. I have to do again because of this mistake here. Because now I have this, also this one here, CS200. So in event sourcing, we store everything that happens. We don't go off of just a state in a table. Yeah, if you're new to this concept, get ready to learn some powerful stuff. This is actually a lot easier to treat systems like this, but your challenge is not going to be the technology itself. The challenge is going to be people resisting a new way of doing things. Doesn't mean that the old way was good. The old way worked well enough, and those are ruts that are entrenched in the industry. And yeah, unfortunately, we have to do some work to undo what people are used to doing. Even if it's widely accepted, doesn't mean it's the best. Everyone was smoking 50, 60 years ago. It wasn't such a good idea. Now we're doing agile and trunk-based development. So anyway, yeah, using what forms over data. This is a much simpler way of dealing with things. So the next thing that happened here is I renamed a room. So obviously this has to have this this main hall thing as the name. Notice that I don't even have to use IDs in this case. This should work just fine. And of course this here is also renamed main hall. Perfect. Control S. And then one thing I want to tell you about this structure as well is it's kind of not the same that we had before. So right now I'm here. I have a problem with this test collection not running. We'll fix this. But this diagram doesn't belong in the along with the rest of the solution, because it's the thing that needs to be trunk-based developed. It is the collaboration kind of focal point. Everyone uses this and marks it up with comments. It's used to track progress instead of Jira or other ticketing systems, including reporting bugs. All of those things are on here, nowhere else. So we keep it in a separate branch. So I don't want to be switching branches all the time. So Git has a feature called Worktree, which allows you to have, using the same main repository, your main repository, the .git folder, it's reused to also have a second working folder. And so the one that I put in, I think it's the last one that I did, so I can do a CD-, and you can see there's a same name of the repo, open spaces ComoCamp, but I put a dash design because here we have the branch per feature design checked out. And so as you can see, there's stuff in here that's So I'm using Fish Shell instead of Bash or ZSH, and Fish Shell is something I like because of the abbreviations that are quite powerful and many other features that I really like. It is not POSIX compliant, so that's why people would kind of shy away from it, but I don't care. I do both Bash and Fish. For my day-to-day, as I'm typing up commands, doing small little scripts, one-liners, things like that, Fish is beautiful for being able to maneuver that, and the syntax handling is way better. History is also that keeps the format, the way that you entered things if they take up multiple lines. So yeah, I can't say enough good things about Fish Shell. But then yeah, for scripting, I go back to Bash so that it just, those things just, those scripts just work on all computers. I don't have to install Fish on all of them. So get status, we just added that correction there. So I'm just going to add it. So GA is my abbreviation for add. And my memory, in the memory of Fish Shell, I have get the -A to add everything, not the dot. I use that -A -A because that adds the entire snapshot. If you do a get add dot, you have to be in the root. And if you're not, it's just going to add the things of the current directory within the repo. If you are inside another directory inside the repo, the get add will only add files or changes that are in that level. It will not add things that are one level up or more. So I always do, the get is supposed to be a snapshot of the current state, so I always do get add -A instead of dot. And if I'm going to pick up specific files for adding, I'm going to specify them explicitly. Maybe a directory explicitly or something like that, but I don't want to just by accident be in the wrong folder and miss committing something. So I do get -A, and I think that's a really good way of working. The other thing that's really good about Fish Shell, you can type in a part of a command or something you saw and just hit arrow. There's no control R like in Bash. You just hit up arrow, and then Alt left and right will get you to previous directories, etc. Unfortunately, Alt left and right is annoyingly picked up by VS Code. This Cursor AI is a fork of VS Code, and it interferes with that shortcut. So I think if I dig deeper, I can probably unlock that, but most likely what I'm going to end up doing is just remapping the Alt left and right to a different set of shortcuts in Fish Shell itself instead. Anyway, so I like wearing black shirts. Kind of makes me look like a, I don't really have to wear green to kind of be invisible on the green screen. This is good enough. Floating head of death kind of look. Anyway, fun stuff with OBS. I was playing way too much with the lighting just to get the green screen, the chroma key working. It's quite finicky actually if you don't have like really, really good lighting, and I kind of don't want to change my apartment into a studio. I like the little corner that I'm in. So anyway, yeah, if you have questions about this, feel free to chime in the chat. Anywhere that you're watching, you should be able to type something and ask me. Anyway, so let's add this. So git commit. So I have a abbreviation of the GC, and I can press space, and then I can just hit enter and start editing, or I can provide the message right away if I want. So here we're just correcting the tests, and I think that's about it. I think that's all we did. So let's do that. GP is push. If you're pushing a branch for the first time, you can add the -U. As you can see, that's something that I did at one point. Because I have to, if I could press enter when I put GP, it'll still match git push. If I hit space, it thinks I want to write some more, so it just expands, which is nice. So I don't have aliases in my history. My history, for example, if it was shared with another computer, there's some nice programs out there that share your shell history across multiple machines. I've used one before, but maybe I'll use it again. But if I was doing that and I went and did a similar command on another computer, I wouldn't have an an alias that might not be set up on that machine. So the fact that fish shell abbreviations always expand, and it's not clogging your history with your custom shortcuts. It's always going to be something that's interpreted by the shell. That's actually quite a good feature. So I already did this, so I can just push this up. And again, this is on GitHub under the event modeling open spaces Como camp. So if you want to look at it, yeah, there's a lot of stuff to go through in there. So we corrected that. Let's go back to the code and fix our problems there. So if I control tab over to this, we can check what our problem was. And I'm using a larger font so people can read this on their phones if they're watching this on YouTube or whatever, and they don't want to squint or on a TV or something. The problem with that though is we have less real estate to play with. So, you know, things like I want to compress a lot of the code so it's on a single line so I don't have to scroll around too much. You know, these closing tags and all that, they really don't need to be there. So how the heck did I do this? Oh, this is an interesting thing. So what I did to generate this, I think I have the chat here. Yeah, so it did this, and I want to add kind of an instruction to see if I could actually auto-generate most of this from my event model if I do specify my tests in the design document, as we saw here. And here we have another set of tests that we want to do for adding time slots into our application, which does a conference setup, just for the background info. And so let's see here. We have, yeah, we have an error. Let's fix that right away. So node app, and then I added testing, I think. Yeah. So module not found, blah, blah, blah. What's it complaining about? Loader throw error. Error cannot find app. Weird. Okay, so was this module? Something's up. Check. Do I need to have this up here? I don't know why it's internals. Oh, I have a typo there. Well, that would explain it. Let's get rid of that little mark there. Okay, still an issue. Internal throw error. Why is this giving me an issue? What version of Node am I using? 3.2.3. Well, let's see if AI can do that. So oh, right. I'm in the wrong directory. Haha. I forgot to change back to where I'm supposed to be living. So this is the one that has the issue. Node app testing. Okay. And oops, Control C. Why is testing not doing that? Tests. Tests. Okay. I should probably edit check for dash params if an unhandled one is encountered. Error stop. Error out. Okay. Use compact. I'll do with minimal there intermediate. variables. Okay. That's much better. Good. Good, good, good. So this is still kind of, this can just be an else. No, can't this just be an else? I guess, yeah, we're only looking for that. Blah, 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 done. Okay, good. So, yeah, that's good for that. If I click here, it should save running tests. Okay, there's no tests. Interesting. Are they running? If I do this, unrecognized parameter, perfect, thank you. So let's get rid of this part. I don't need all those things anymore. I do want to shrink this because that's in the way. So now we have to have a test history, search result equals blah, blah, blah. So why is it not? Okay, I need to run the tests. So slice name test. Okay, so history has that. I can add. So we're pushing this. I want to indent this a little bit. Fix indentation. Okay, accept. Why am I doing this resolve and merge manager? Okay, complete merge, whatever. Complete with conflicts. Close with conflicts, whatever. I don't know where my... I'm not in a merge. Why is that confused? Get status. Yeah, I don't have a merge. I don't know why VS Code thought it was a merge. Oh, whatever. All right. So as we translate this, we have this setup. This is the set of events as the history grows, which is good. So now we have the slice name here, which is rooms. And tests, and then here oh, I don't like this push. Can push to multiple, can push, add multiple. Actually, I don't want multiple items. This is just okay, yeah, so I thought it would have that syntax. Okay. It's sample history. Okay, let's put this here, and I really don't like this indentation. Why is it not really? Edit, fix indentation. So braces, parens, and square brackets. Line up. Yeah, I think that's better. Let's see. Can we actually make sense of this? Okay, so what do we have here? We have sample history for the slice name. I actually want the slice name to be above all of this. So at the top, we are testing that one particular workflow step. So this should go up here. Okay. And why is this not indented properly? You just can't get good help these days, right? Okay. That is aligning with the wrong thing. I really don't like opening ones, so let's just try and do this. Yes, so all of these things should be at a lower level. Shift tab. Slice name, yes. Then sample history. That, put that on here. That should be yeah, these items should be here, I guess. Stupid formatting. What? Oh yeah, these are much better. Let's make them one line. That's good. I like that. That's a lot more readable. Yeah, each event doesn't need all this extra set of lines. That's good. So let's also close this on here so we don't have extra stuff taking room. So that's the sample history. And then we actually have the tests. So the tests are at this level, yeah. And then the test names and all of that. So yeah. So we have a test here and we should be able to pick it up, but I want to make sure that we go through this tree of possibilities because we're going to have more slices in here. So each slice name has, so each collection here has a slice name, right? Each of these array entries is a collection of slice tests, like scenarios per each test. That's, you know, you kind of want to have a tree view of that. So just to make it painfully obvious, I want to train this in some way. Let's just do another slice name here. So this one is matching with that one. This one's matching with that one. So let's collapse all of these so that we just have a test here. I think we just want this to be indented. I think that's a good enough syntax. I think people will know that this test is closed twice here because here we're closing that, here we're closing the actual function. And yeah, we get the history. So for testing event sourced systems, there is quite a strong opinion of just passing the history of previous events as a way to test things. Some people want to pass a state and calculate that state from the history of events first and just make that. I like to roll it into one. I kind of want everyone to see how connected what you're doing is to your history. If you want to add some sort of a helper function inside in between, you probably can, so that you can, you end up doing that anyway inside your tests. So let's do that. Sample history here, that's tests, and then we're pushing this in, so we could push another one, and here time slots view. Yeah, that's perfect. So sample history, yeah. And then why is this whining? What did I do here? I don't need that, I guess. Yeah. And this has the same stuff, so let's do an empty history, but we do want a test. No history. Sure, assert deep equal. Where is our assert? Did we get that thrown into our... Because I wrote our own assert. I think assert is not something I want in here. Test collection. The reason I'm doing this test collection push here is I want the tests to be right next to the functionality that I am talking about. I don't want a separate file to jump to or anything like that, especially when you're teaching these things. So I want, in fact, I won't be doing this multiple entries with each of these pushes, because I will be doing a separate test collection push next to each area that concerns a specific slice. So, but I just want to test this test structure right now to make sure that our test runner, so, this has to be corrected. So I can just, I don't need, so just the current file, and I can just ask it to make sure the tests function has a nested loop to take care of slices and each array of tests in the slice. I wonder if it'll understand that. Let's give it a go. Do we have everything we need? We don't need the rest of the code base. I just need this file. So it should just change the function tests. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, for each slice and then for each. Yeah, that's good. Tests are running. That looks good. Let's apply this. Yes. Let's see if this works now. Unrecognized parameters. Oh yeah, right. Tests. Tests are running. No, they're not. Add to chat. Didn't pick them up. I think it's the problem is where we're defining stuff and where the call is actually made. Okay, no. Something's wrong here. I don't want all that. There's a fundamental issue of when it gets run. So I have to re-ask. See when the tests function is called versus when the collection is created. Of course, I'm going to rename that to run tests. That's I had the previous time that I did this, I made a very simple test runner that did this kind of stuff, and it just jumped out of the way. It kind of, you know, checked to see if you wanted to run the test instead of the application, and then got out of your way. At the top, checking command line parameters. Only after that we populate this by moving the test collection definition before the command. That's something like that. Yeah. Okay. So that's the problem. So we need to basically skip this other stuff if there is so we need to do the else if it's that. Oh, actually, this is wrong. This is bad code. We don't need an else if. That's it. Right, that's the only way that we do that. And run tests, and then in the else, this is where we run our bootstrap for the actual application. And then we can place our definitions where we want. So and yeah, so we actually want test collection. We just want to let express equals null. And then let fs equals null, let app equals null. Why is this hovering here? Why is that a problem? Gonna redeclare scope variable. Yeah. Function setup mustache, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so we did that so that we could squish it all in to that. And yeah, we need to move all of this in here. So we do all this other stuff here. Server is running, blah, blah, blah. And we can also move all of this. Don't worry, it'll be corrected. So just move up here, get all of these things, and then correct them with a tab. Nope. Control Z. I don't want to erase them. I want to just have this. And then, yeah, get rid of that. I don't want this to take up a lot of room, but I guess we can just have it hidden here. Else run the server. Run the tests. Thank you. So yeah, if it's all collapsed. Yeah, bad params. Okay, that looks nice. Okay, so that's out of the way. So I'm gonna grab all these and just shrink them onto one line. Don't want to do that. So all our boilerplate's kind of just tucked away, far away. We really don't want this. We have our functions set up for what we want to do. and then run the tests. So if we just set a variable to run tests, that run test equal false, now we can just grab that and scroll that to the bottom. So it's the last thing we do. It's kind of out of the way. Why is everything so far indented? This is ridiculous. Okay. Yeah, why is this? It's crazy. What happened here? I guess it's okay. AI did not do a good job of fixing our indents. Or are we still open here? That's why I probably got screwed up. So, okay, so we have that. Now this is interesting because when we're talking about the way that we deal with branches, and this is a lot of changes that I'm actually doing inside my my feature branch. When I integrate, the integration branch will have these changes. And it's really up to the person that's merging in, and they're going to get a lot of conflicts. Like I'll check out the other feature and try to merge it, and we'll get through that conflict resolution. But essentially what you can do is if there's a lot of changes in integration, you can see, who put that in, because you most likely have merged more recently as well. So these are, you're just getting that continuous integration interaction, and you can still see who did that, and you can keep your own, you have two choices. You can just accept the changes, get it working in the integration, and keep working the way that you had your stuff done. But most likely the other side will also want to do these tests. So most likely they'll go through and pull in the changes and start to use this nice collection. So here you have some sample history, which is easy to read because they're just events. You're adding rooms and all that kind of stuff, and it really mirrors what's there. My goodness, is this seriously? You can't shrink this more. I really hate VS Code. God damn it. Okay, here we go. So maybe also shrink this a bit. All right. So yeah, this is kind of a neat way to do this. Maybe I do want to push this as another statement. Let's do that. Why are we complicating things? Let's finish these tests and just get rid of this for now. I think that's the closing one. Is this the closing one? Yes, it is. So we have some more issues with closing tags. Sorry, closing braces and all that. Let's just do this. And that is closing. That is the whole thing. Okay, so we have these tests. No, slice name isn't here. This is bad. That's closing the tests. Yeah, this is not good. Let's get rid of this for now. Let's just delete this. Close it up for me. Yeah, it's not very good at finding the ends of these things, is it? That's that. So then we don't need that. And that's that. And we could close this on the other line. And I kind of want to close the I think that's good enough. Seeing that this closes the rest of it. Put it on the same line as the actual call, so this lines up. Okay, so that's what we have. And so if it knows how to create this, we should do another test collection push and then do this stuff, and it should follow that. History is none. Test name no history. I don't know about this assert, where the hell this is coming from, but I had to create my own assert last time. So let's just see if it runs now. Nope. Oh, because it's doing this stuff. Okay. We didn't get rid of some of those other things. App, blah, 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 all of these things. I really wanted to run beside them. I think we already solved that. I really don't need this to run. I just don't need to run the server. I can do everything else, although it's kind of heavy. I hate having to bring all these in. I wanted to do the running of the tests down here at the end. No. Well, it did put this around, so I'm just going to do if. Does that. I really don't want. I wish there was a short. I don't want to wrap things in if statements. Oh, did I not put anything here? Oh, that's the problem. I thought I had that in here already. I guess I didn't. Okay, let's try that again. Yeah, but it will still have this issue of trying to run these. And I guess I just had all this extra junk instantiated with the last one, and I didn't care. Node probably caches all this stuff that's loaded. So anyway, let's continue and just get these damn tests to run. So I'm just going to pop these out of this. And I was going to run them either way. I'm just not going to listen to this. It's interesting that the listen is on here, but you're calling the other setup stuff later. You know, I'm gonna put that app listen at the end. I want like things that are not important to be either at the very top or at the very end. Right, so we want to do that. Else we do that. What the hell? Yeah, that's better. Okay. Not take up too much room on all this garbage. And listen is one. Yeah, one line. Yeah. One line. In fact, I don't even need these last braces because that'll work just fine. And then I don't know if I even need that. I don't want this console log running tests. I mean, that can be, yeah, I don't even need that. It's ridiculous. If tests, and here, after I'm done, all of these I can exit here. And so get rid of this. And then, yeah, it's nice and, so if run tests, else listen to this. Okay, super easy. Doesn't take up half your goddamn screen's real estate to do a simple thing. So that should be okay. So we're skipping that. If tests are running, we have this, we have that. All right, come on, let's get to some test writing. Nope, still not. So cannot set view engine mustache. Okay, what's the app engine, app set, require app express. Do I need that thing to run first? Why is that? Oh, well, whatever. Let's see if I can actually finish this. Oh, app equals express. Duh. Okay, forgot that. And then of course we need to, why is this here? It's odd. In fact, all of this stuff should be just standard again. I don't need this stuff up here. Let's get rid of that. Yeah. That looks better. So here we can do all of this stuff like express, express equals express. So we have another app equals express. Yeah, that's good. We actually want that up. We have set view engine, engine mustache, and use public. Looks good. Okay, so I think that's better. Aha, good. No history. Test failed. Okay, So it's got assert not defined, right? So we have to write a little assert function, which is fine. Function assert. Where's a condition? What are we trying to do here in our tests? Assert. Okay, yeah. So we kind of want to use our own assert. That's better. Okay, we don't need this deep equal. I know this is the deep equal is good because we will actually be trying to assert that we have a structure that we expect, the exact structure that we expect. So we'll come back to this, but for now, I just want to make sure that the test harness works. Yeah, we don't need this extra guy here. So the history is empty. State history. So actually, it's not. Test name, no history, and so when this runs, it's going to pass the history. So then we want to say, okay, we want to specify that we want to pull the slice of beginning and end. So we want to count, up to how much of this history we're replaying. And right now we're not replaying any of it. We're basically at this test case up here, which is there's no events yet and all that. So we need to do a slice in our test runner. Where's our test runner here? Test blah 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 sample history. So we don't want the whole history. So here we want to do for each test case. Okay, so test case dot event count. And we don't want the slice history length. I'll tell you what I'm thinking here. Slice at note equals test case event count. No, that's actually the property that we want to use, and we want this dot slice, and here I think we want, was it 0 comma and then test case dot event count, something like that. Okay, that's what we want. So when we're specifying our tests, I want the count to be 0. So no history. So that's the test name. Here I want event count to be 0. Perfect. Okay. Assert result. Result is I guess it is an array of rooms. So yeah, we don't really have anything. Why is that? Is there something that probably wants to reformat? I don't trust these tabs. If I go tab here, what is it doing? Oh, it just wants to change the way this is formatted. Sure, I guess we want this to be kind of inserted like, yeah, that looks a little better. Yep. So event count is, oh, it added this for me. No history as well, event count. Okay, so essentially it says grouping this collection and do a slice with nothing in it, right? Because that's what the test harness will pass in here. What all we're doing in here is assuming, yeah, the more interesting test is going to be where we have, let's do the next one just so we're complete here. So we have tests. We'll add a second test. And we can open up a bracket and then, yeah, one room. Perfect. It knows what to do. It says event count 1, so it's going to grab this one. And it knows it's but it's asserting the wrong thing. It's auditorium. And I guess we don't need a collection of things. These rooms are just the names for now. So I guess it's an array of strings, which is fine. One room should be returned, and it's not main hall. It should be the auditorium. Good. Okay. So it's interesting. It's actually doing an incredible job of predicting the code. I'm quite impressed. What I want to do is see if I create another set of tests for some of the other slices and just put in the image of those slices, of those tests that I did in the diagram, and see if it does this exact same thing here. So, okay, so we have history, one room, and we have the slice name is this, and then we have those. Okay, looks okay. Let's see. I failed, no history, assert is not defined. Okay, so we have assert. Or did we fix that problem with the assert? Assert condition, throw a new error message if not condition. Okay, so it does that. It does the try catch. Pretty simple thing to do. It's doing that. I don't know if this is correct. Is this a correct way to get the first X elements via slice? I forget it. I had I think a -1 on there or something else like that, but could just look in the other branch. I did this already. Just fun doing it again. So yes, continue using slice, blah, blah, for getting the first X elements, idiomatic JavaScript approach. Thank you. And we have that. We have that. Test passed, test failed. I think we need to indent them. Yeah, indent them. Oh, we need to testing slice, blah, blah, blah. Why is this adding an extra enter here? I don't want that. I want, okay, maybe a little gear. That's kind of cute. But that needs to be like that. Tests are running. Okay, actually I want to slice. Edit. Maybe a pot of chocolate cake or something. Edit. Use a cake slice emoji. Since we're talking about slicing these up, might as well keep it fun. That's much better. Okay, so let's run that. Nope, still giving an error here. Oh, wait a second. It did this. No test pass, no history test. Reference error. Time slots view is not defined. 61. Oh, right, because we're testing some other thing. So, okay, so we kind of tested this thing, and then, yeah, this one doesn't have that test result. Let's just make it pass. Control S and perfect. Okay, what a nice. Let's test an error here. Does this look better with an error? It throws up all this garbage. Yuck. You know what I want? I want these errors to be reported at the top. So I actually want to collect this nice graphic, and then you can scroll up to see where these things failed. So I'm going to have in my test runner, I'm just going to have an output accumulation summary. Let summary equal nothing. And then we want this to be summary here. Summary plus equals, yes, that's what we want. And then here we want the same thing. Yeah, summary, blah, blah, blah. And then at the end, we just want to console summary. Good. So we still want console error this, but we want, if we have an error, we also want to say, yeah, we don't want the summary to contain the error. We actually want to say what we're doing. So console.log, and we want to say test failed, test case name, but we also want the slice name. Slice name. This is amazing. Yeah, really, really good. So I like that. Let's see how that runs. That looks much better. Okay, good. So we have testing slices, blah, blah, blah. That's no history. Yeah, perfect. And then over here you can see tests are running, test failed, room state, blah, blah, blah. I think we want everything we want to do that. Test failed in slice, with test, That's better. Okay. That looks a little nicer. See, people think I don't like testing. I love unit tests. I just don't like TDD. The design is done elsewhere. It's not done in your tests. In your red, green refactor. Okay, so test failed in slice rooms state view with test one room, blah, 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 tells you everything you need, and then it has the nice summary. So I guess we should say summary as well. Console log, tests are finished. Console log test summary, and we want a emoji that shows use graph emoji. Nice. Okay. Cute little test tubes for beginning and the end. I'm sure we can make this even nicer, but hey, this looks pretty good. Test pass no history. We should actually say certain things on these, like no history should show blank. Blah, blah, blah. Something like that. No history. Blah, blah, blah. One room added should return one room. Yeah, that's good. And then of course we can make it pass. It's trying to suggest it, but I just want to see the failure if it still looks good. Test passed. No history should return empty array. Test failed. 1 room should return 1 room. Okay, so that's what's failing. It tells us really nicely what's supposed to happen. No history should return empty array. Yeah, okay, good. So we have the slices, we have that. It is kind of, the formatting is kind of whatever. I think I need some back. Yeah, I think we need to add some background colors, subdued background colors. Okay. Edit, add background colors to output on slice lines. Keep it a dark color. Use a different one for the test starting and tests are finished. Let's see what it does. Okay. Does that save it if I do it? Oh. Yuck. I kind of want them to run the whole line. They should run the whole line. Run for the whole line. Oh, no. Use another log with no CR. Turn off the color. That's weird. Does log not have a don't put a carriage return? Not have the ability to not do a CR or new line at the end. Did this do the job at least? Not really. Adding an extra line. Reject. Okay. So let's do that since we're in here. To change have the line to handle output. Oh, wait a second. That's not what I want anymore, is it? Console log. Did it do this properly? Our tests are running. Summary is that. So instead of log to handle the output. and keep the background color for the entire line. Repeat 80. This is bad crap. No, the other guys are... yeah, found something that's not done often enough. So that AI does not know how to do it. Okay, well, that's cool. I know how to do the standard out right now, which is nice. I do want to accept this. I don't want to accept that. I don't want to accept that. Sure, let's see what it's doing. This is probably garbage, but I don't want this repeat stuff. Why is it doing that? Okay. Very weird. Yeah, I knew it was going to be some horrible thing. Test summary is still nice, but it's got this weird background thing. Test summary. Weird. You know, I actually don't like any of this. Let's keep it the same. Control Z through all my typing. You know what? Let's just reject. Can I reject this? Say no, 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 no. Run it. Looks good. Forget about the backgrounds. If you want to make it better, we can, but right now we kind of see that. Good. Let's get rid of this and fix our bug. Why is this? It's never used. Is it though? Why is it doing that? Rooms. Okay, state view history. Right. Yes, because we're not actually running any function to test it. Like we could put a dummy there, but auditoriums. Nope. That. Now we should have all tests passing. Yep. And this structure works, so I can get rid of this extra time slots thing, which is not what we're testing, so we can get rid of that. Our test harness works, which is great. Yeah, so I think we'll commit this and merge it and then see what conflicts arise, because we did change a lot of stuff up here to kind of you know, get all this testing harness in here at the top, and then of course making sure that we got the parameters to check if we want to test. This stuff is fairly consistent now with what you get with a standard app, which is okay. And the only difference we have now is that when we, you know, this is part of our infrastructure get events. That's just reading from this file system. It just has this, you know, it's just looking in the stream directory, event stream directory, which is fine. It's just JSON. It's dead simple. Yeah, I don't know. I can even one line the whole thing because it kind of reads like a sentence, right? So I guess it wants to put that at the end there. Yeah, so it's a one-liner. So get events is the read the directory, this, and then map each of the file. As you find each file, map it to this JSON parse, which is going to then take that file, read all of the contents from it in this UTF-8 encoding. That's it. It's reads like a sentence. So it doesn't need any more space actually. It's fine there on one line. This room state view, I kind of want to leave it in this expanded way, but I mean, it's really, you know, we're going to have an else if for the other event types shortly, you know, quite quickly. We're going to do this. Actually, our testing should continue down this road. So we have, you know, these added events, but it actually gets pretty interesting here where we start to rename and delete events. Let's just do that. And let's see if I don't want to type all that. So let's just see if we can go to the picture and get a new chat going here and see if we can, you know, take a look at this, because the data here is pretty self-explanatory, and I just want to make sure that's good enough resolution so it's OCR doesn't barf. Of course, I could, you know, the fact that this is in graphic format, you can encode this in some sort of a JSON thing anyway. So most of the event modeling tooling out there does have all of this encoded. If you look at Martin's Miro plugin, underneath it works by understanding this. Now the only problem is we have some formatting issues here because there are some brackets and things that are not visible. So let me just, I like to use shift down arrow to move so everything moves kind of like a same amount, predictable amount. And keeping things aligned should help the AI kind of understand that these are, you know, the scenarios. Especially if we have, you know, consistency here. So if we have all that done properly, I should be able to just take a screenshot of this. Like that, and just copy that, and then we can go to our other file, and we're looking at the current file here and say complete the rest of the tests according to this set of state view changes as more events are added. I don't know if I'm being too wordy, or if I just paste in this thing. Well, I wanted to look at all other things. I'm going to do with Codebase. Okay, so it looks like it's doing a lot of stuff here. And it also does this type event. Oh, this is okay. So that actually did it. So this is the power of event modeling here, where, you know, hopefully this works. I'm going to apply this to, yeah, app.js, continue. Okay, so it's doing that. Oh, okay, so it put all of this in already. Okay, that's good. This is quite cool. So room deleted event, it didn't change any of that, which is good. It deleted this test probably because of the formatting, I would think, because tests, it still has the, okay, so it didn't change this one. It's good. It didn't change this one. It changed this one. 2 rooms should be added. Includes, yeah. Result includes. All right. Wow, this even checks that the old name doesn't exist. This is pretty cool. All right, let's just see. Accept. Did it actually do all this? Let's run our tests. I'm surprised because the reason I'm surprised is because this format is kind of really mainly found in event source solutions. Maybe there are other places, but this kind of functional style where you have pure functions looking at your stuff. Oh my God, look at that. This is insane. Wow. I guess we could also the one thing that I don't like is that it's just looking for includes. I want to see if it's actually at the right position as well. I'm blown away. Cursor AI is amazing. So all I did was paste in a picture of this from the event model, and it generated not only the tests needed for all those test cases that I drew out. Those test cases were done by business people in a collaborative fashion with everyone else, and all the coding was done to make this run. That is amazing. So yeah, this is pretty cool. I do want to improve this a little bit because I have, yeah, you should probably clip that if you're on Twitch. That's pretty cool. Let's just add one more thing here. Let's see. These tests should also ensure that the rooms are not just included, but that they occur in the right order. Well, that's pretty scary stuff. Anyway, if you love TDD and you like collaborating in mob programming, this is just going to blow you out of the water. Imagine in your mob sessions, you have a whole event model up there and you're just talking about the different scenarios and drawing them out in a non-technical fashion. And then someone just copy pastes your scenarios into Cursor AI and says, all right, it's working. Wow. Pretty cool. Anyway, so that's really surprising because the other day it did an amazing job of doing that for the UI. So I don't know. I think any AI stocks should have some. Yeah, it's definitely like if you're kicking yourself for not buying Microsoft stock in the 80s, should be kicking yourself for not buying Nvidia stock in 2024 because this stuff is pretty freaking awesome. Let's see here. So did it do what I wanted it to do? What's it trying to say? Oh yeah, that's what I wanted. These things. Perfect. So nice. So if we can just apply that incorrect position. Oh wow. Okay. Yep. This looks really good. Accept that. Let's run the tests. Yeah, this is amazing. Okay, so yeah, I like the way that these tests are arranged. We'll see how we can arrange those tests in the other one. So this is for state view. We have to do the state change tests. But I think this is enough with this project just to show you how that goes. I might clip out some of this for a short video. That'll be pretty cool. Anyway, let's go and actually I changed the diagram, so I'm just gonna go back here, git add a, and then git commit. Oops, git commit correct the data in the tests. Git push. And then we want to get status on this. We should only have changes to one thing here. Oh, we were about to commit stuff and we didn't. Okay, so anyway, git add everything. That's all we modified. Git commit. Finished the test suite, the test runner, assert, and all tests for slice. Okay. So yeah, you can check out this code if you like. The other thing I wanted to do before I switch tack, I think I'm going to, next I'm going to work on a different type of project, which is the static site for our podcast, Event Melding Podcast. So I want to make sure that that's a good Hugo plugin. So I might as well do that with everyone in the community, kind of looking how Hugo works. Hugo is a static site generator. There's been many of them over the years. Hugo is one that I like. It has the same mustache kind of templating format with the double braces. And it's fairly heavily used out there, so all the AI stuff should do that. But the reason I'm mentioning this is because I need to switch from this type of application to another one. So I want to see how the profiles and Cursor AI work, whether I can have a different set of pre-prompts and like configurations for AI for the other type of project. So let's take a look at that. And I think, how long have we been on here? Stream's long again. Anyway, whatever. That's fine. I think I jumped in at 9, almost at 2 hours, I think. Yeah. If you're still with me. Awesome. So I have to also remember to take out that thing as a short. Which would be really cool to post that as a short. But I'll do that not on here. I don't have the video editing on here. I want to do some more programming. So let's do some boring programming, Hugo programming. And that should be boring programming. Static sites should be crazy. But the last thing to finish here is to merge this into our branch. That's our integration branch. Let's not forget why we're doing this. This is looking at, just zoom out here. You know how we keep these slices, which we're doing here. This right here, what I'm doing is one of these features that, in terms of source control, gets done this way. So all of these commits to this feature get committed here, they get integrated here, and that's the next step that we're doing. So let's take a look at that. And so again, what did I stash? Oh, how do I even show stash? Okay. So yeah. Oh, that's for the time slot. Oh, right. Okay, so we had some other stuff. I would probably want to. I wonder if did I abort that merge? Let's just take a look at the history here. So, okay. So we have that. I wish it kept the same color for each thing. So the design, see the design branch, there's a dependent branch. All it has is the changes to that diagram, the event modeling diagram. And we have the BPF dev, which is our integration branch, and that's the one that gets merged from all that. And we generally just merged, you can see the merge like below this here. This is like all the merges into integrations. So we've only done 1, 2, 3 integrations so far from both branches, and this is where our CI happens. So let's do that here again. So we'll do get checkout, and we want to do BPF dev, which is our integration branch, and then we want to get merge. Is merge not a shortcut? Oh my god, really? Time to add something. Event modeling, blah blah blah, open source, blah blah. Okay, let's add file, new window. And we want our scripts, and we want to first of all make this bigger so you can read what I'm doing. I don't know why I'm here. CD scripts, that's what I want. And machine setup, we have fish abbreviations. And where are they? Where's the collection of the abbreviations? Oh, here they are. Okay, so why do we not have that? So let's add GM or git merge. Oh, it knows. Perfect. Thank you. Control S. Let's do machine setup. Machine setup. So fish abbreviations isn't done, and that's 0. Weird how it does that sort. Oh, that is annoying. Quit. I can't live with that being sorted like that. Grown. Where do I have my machine set up? Get out of here. Machine setup. Machine setup. Okay. Menus. Where's my sort? Control F. Sort. Do I have a sort here? Really? I don't. No results. How the hell are these organized? There's this index next to the script name, blah blah blah, +1. Index, blah blah blah, and then there's for each menu item. Why in the hell would this? I want to know why this is. To chat. Why would this not order properly? I should just paste that in, whatever that was. It's horrible. It's something to do with the way, I guess a lot of people say the minute you start to get into arrays in Bash, that's when you should use a programming language. But the menu items in order probably because Bash's array iteration doesn't maintain a specific order. Oh, really? Existing code. Okay, so I need menu items. What bunch of crap does it want me to change now for that simple thing? That menu looks horrendous, but yeah. You know what? I kind of want to just not do it this way. I think the sort command does it. Yeah, use the sort command on the whole menu. I think using the -H option for human readable, so that'll make the 0 go before that, and the 20 will go after the, not right after the 2 and all that. And it's the first field separatable by a period, I guess. Why is it taking forever? I'd like to see if I could run this stuff locally. I think you can, I'm not sure if you can trick Cursor AI to use your local one. I'm sure that that's the way to do it. Okay, so good. Based on the output an issue, I'll help you modify the script to properly sort the menus. Here's how to fix it. Okay. For item in printf and read array, sorted items, blah, 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 unsort H. Ha. Okay, so see, it's if you know what you're doing, AI is awesome. Because this compare what it was gonna do before. Like, really, I want to add all this code just to sort that? No, I knew it was something more simple here. So let's try that. Yeah, see how easy it is for items and whatever. So read array is t sorted items, blah, 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 print all that crap, sort it. That's not gonna work. Why? This is not looking correct to me. I am curious though. Oh no, it is working. Huh. It's weird that it added fish abbreviations as a top one. Anyway, there is no order. I did try to encode like a priority into each script so that the script, the main machine setup script, could parse those out and also do a sort on the priority and then assign numbers so that, things that logically you do first. For example, you probably want to install fish before you install the fish tide prompt or Fisher. Actually, in fact, fish and then Fisher are what's needed, and then tide prompt will work, and all that. And of course, making fish the default shell, you obviously have to have fish installed. So this, could be improved, but I know what I'm doing, hopefully. So we'll just keep it this way. So yeah, there's a little thing here that says we're not done that one. So just quit for now. I want to make sure to update this. I guess I can leave that comment, whatever. So git add everything, git status. What is this? Ghost script. That. What is this? What did I run? I didn't even know I had that. Okay, Ghost script, cool. Interesting. GS space status. Okay, git diff. Sure. So that's the sorting. We're adding the merge. Yeah, awesome. So git, I guess I wrote it already. Improve the menu. Added GM for git merge. We are in fish. GP. All right, cool. So that's done. And let's just actually run it because I don't think I ran it to install it yet. Machine setup, yeah. Enter. And I want to make sure the fish abbreviations work. So the 0. So, okay, GM is missing or incorrect. Blah, blah, adding, perfect. Nice. Okay, good. So checked all that now. Yeah, now we got it installed properly. Anyway, yeah, you should always own your machine and do these types of things for yourself, so that you build up a knowledge base of what you're doing with your programming life instead of just always downloading other people's shit. Anyway, let's see. So now we can do a we have to close this, or do we have to source? I think I have to exit and then go back. And now I think git merge will work. So git merge, yeah, all right. So now we want to merge. Is it control right arrow? No, alt right arrow. No, shift right arrow. Shift right arrow. There it is. No FF, and then we want the rooms, right? Rooms SV. Yeah. So we want to merge that because that's what we just did. Of course, we have a conflict. So I actually want to close this because the conflicts we want to read. There's going to be a lot of conflicts here. But again, because we're doing by the slice approach, it ain't going to be hard. So let's see what we have here. Resolve and merge editor. All right. So we want this. We want this. We want this. So yes, accept all changes from left. Now, in event sourcing, just while I'm looking at this, it's beautiful how you change everything. So anyone that says CRUD is easier, it's not. This shows you exactly how you treat any incoming information into the system, any intention to change that's been accepted. This is how you reflect it. It's absolutely, this is the same work you would have done anyway in your CRUD application. It's just looked at differently, and I much prefer this way of working with anything. So let's see, return accumulator. Why is that there? I don't need to do any more. Result is this. Am I missing anything? Room state view. I want the history. I think this is good enough. I don't think I want anything else. Did it change anything else? Time slots. Oh yeah, we need that. Accept an automatic combination of both sides in the result document. Incoming asserts. Okay, so this is cool. I guess I want incoming. Yeah, that's accept all changes from left. So I already accepted all these changes. I do want to accept this. Accept current. Accept that. I hope it didn't do the rest. This is a separate area. Each merge conflict thing is different. So I do see that this is good. We have events. We have what we have here. We have that. We have rooms times. Okay, but we have 2 time slots. That's ridiculous. Render. It's the same thing. So just get rid of this one. Yeah, I don't. Sometimes I don't know what they mean. Okay, because I guess it's here and here, but they're kind of not lined up. So like get time slots here, and it thinks it's slightly different because the indentation, whatever. I guess, yeah, if I wanted to make the indentation the same, it's fine. So when I said both, it took this and this together, and I should have just taken this because it had it already. I just didn't scroll far down enough. I didn't know that this side had it as well. Then we have our asserts and tests. And I know that's something we wrote, so we need all this. We need all this as well. So yeah, I think we complete the merge. We do have to test all the, before we continue, we need to make sure that so we only had one conflict, that was the app.js. And we did what we needed to. So now Node, why is Node not doing that? NVM use latest Node. Okay, why did I have to? Oh, because I closed down the thing, right? Every time I reopen the terminal, I have to do that. NVM use latest, whatever. Let's make sure the tests run. Oh, beautiful, what a feeling. And the best thing about event sourcing is that everything is a unit test. Everything runs in seconds, like in just milliseconds. There's nothing spinning up. Everything's a pure function. Notice the libraries that we have here. There's not a single thing that I'm importing for the testing framework. I'm not importing a test library. I'm not importing any mocks. I'm not importing any of those libraries for dealing with any of that crap. It's just plain JavaScript, nothing else, and it works amazingly well. So there you go. TDD fanatics, you'll be happy as well. You can actually, you'll have a really good time with event sourcing. If you like TDD and you're not doing event sourcing, like, you're in a world of hurt. And yeah, anyway. So let's go here and see if actually the whole thing runs. Node, just the app. It's running on port 30. Where do we have our... Oh, I have it here. Oh yeah, we do have it here. So yeah, Martin's book is still #1. Sorry about the bright screen, everyone. But yeah, there's Martin's book. First book to combine event modeling and event sourcing. It's #1 on LeanPub for a reason. You just saw some of the reasons. It's incredible how easy it is to test stuff, to write stuff, to coordinate your work, to estimate, to name any problem you've had in software. This is 90% of them are gone with this, which is, again, this is amazing that actually I'm not surprised that it's #1. It'll continue to be #1 for a long time, because what's in this book is explaining what I'm doing. Yeah, if you want that for your teams, certainly do that. But let's go here and see if this still works. Rooms, enter. Ho, it works. We have the schedule thing. Add, what do we call it? Time slots. Time slots. Oops, not Tim, time slots. Time slots. Yeah, time slots works. Pretty sweet. And I think, yeah, time slots works. I think if I could have in rooms, in rooms, I have room 1, 2. Oh, okay. The reason these are coming up is because I actually do have something in an ignored directory that has these rooms. So let me show you that. Here we have this event stream, and this is, we added these last time. So we have some fake events here. See, room added, right? And then we can also make some more fake data. So let's do that. Let's actually create, let's delete these. Actually, maybe not. Yeah. Let's see if the AI can do this. So kind of don't want to be in there. Yeah, no, I don't want to be in here or here. I want to be in here. And why is it not giving me chat with solution? Why did that go away? Add. Why is my chat not allowing me to chat with the code base? Oh, it does. Okay, so if it's too small, it doesn't show me all my options. So Alt, enter is no context, enter is just chat, and then Control, enter is with the code base. Okay, so I can say use the tests to update the data in event stream to be the same. So when I run the application, the page will show what I have in the last test. Ooh, that's asking for a lot, isn't it? Well, let's put cursor AI to the test and Control enter. Now look at that. So it's showing me the files I have to create. Okay. Okay. And I should improve this by say, get rid of any old events that have to do with rooms that are there already. Is it going to be as bold as to delete files? You know, it can create files. I don't know if Control enter. Let's see what happens. That's good. So it's still creating them properly. Ah, it won't do it for you. See, yeah, no one's trusting AI this much yet. So we can do this, but it'll tell you that you need to do this yourself to delete those extra files. That's good. Okay, so if we apply this, no. Why is this not apply? So, okay, final context. Yeah, whatever. Last time it actually was able to do this for me. Why is it trying to apply to this? Why is this reply? I'll create these events with property timestamps. Okay, so create them. Don't just apply. I don't want to apply to this. Sure. Where is it going to put it? It's garbage. Okay, so last time it worked. No, reject. Okay, let's try this again. I'm gonna just get rid of the last file and then just Control enter. Maybe it's just getting confused again. I'm talking about the whole solution here, and I actually had the current file as context. Well, now it should do everything. Okay, so final blah blah blah, apply. Good. Okay, so yeah, that's what it'll do. So I can accept that, apply. Good, accept that, apply, accept that, apply, accept that, apply, accept that, and that's it. Final use case. Okay, so we have that. But we have these guys. I don't know why it's highlighting these. The rest are gray. This VS Code is so strange. So these are the old ones that I have. You can see the date is some other date. In fact, should probably use today's date for all this. just to make it easier, but whatever. Let's delete these. Please. See how slow it deletes stuff? Yuck. Okay, so now we have this. If I go here and I refresh this, haha! Look at that. It does. So okay. So not only do the tests run properly, but the full application runs because we have. Yeah, I'm just actually quite floored as to how powerful this has become in such a short time. This was not possible 2 years ago. Close all these. So yeah, this room state view, wow. Really, really cool that it was able to generate this and understands enough about, event sourcing now. I did add a few things here. Rules for AI, and this is where I want to do the other stuff for like the other profiles for different types of applications. I want to do a static site one. It'll have different rules here for Hugo. I forget where. Account via import. No. I think this is in the VS Code settings. I'm going to just copy these and put them somewhere else. So that I have I guess that'll be my machine setup thing, right? So file, save as, dev, OSS, scripts to, I can call this cursor AI custom prompt. And here it's going to be for Node.js dev.txt. Sure. That's good. So we'll save that there just in case we have a problem. And next I'm going to open up a new project and see if I can change the settings to a different profile and see if it actually reloads the rules or not, or if these are stuck. But anyway, that was pretty cool today with this AI stuff. It did a lot of work. Awesome. Very happy with that. Next we have, okay, so we tested that this all works, so we're actually not done here. We're just getting ahead of ourselves, being quite happy. Because we still have this merge thing, right? So changes to be committed, so we can do git commit, right? And it'll say what our conflicts were and all of that kind of stuff. So I'm quite happy with this message. So that's all that should be. And then if we do get log and look at our history here, we notice that our stuff is done. I don't think we're really done with this feature yet, but if we were, we would merge it into a QA branch, which is like finished features all working together so that QA people can look at it, or you can put it in staging and have others look at it to just see if they like it. So we can do git branch. Let's just do it, assuming that this particular feature is finished for now anyway. And what we'll call it is BPF, branch per feature, and it's going to be QA. And we will now base that on the BPF, which is our root commit. Again, we always start things from that. I guess I could write up a little bit more about this and just show how you roll over to a new starting point when you're finished with a sprint or an effort of development. You reset that and go from there. So we did that, and then we can do a git checkout, and then we do that guy. So we check that out, and of course everything's going to go missing. Git status. Yeah, we have those which we're ignoring. That's interesting. I'm wondering why I didn't add those to the root, but that's okay. I hope it might actually cause an issue. So let's just start off the QA branch with having those ignored. So cat.get ignore. And what we want is event stream in there, and we want node modules. And then add all of that. Get status. That's it. Oops. I want git commit. And we want to say ignore. In our folders. Git push, but we want you to start tracking this. Right, set up the track. So next time we just do a git push, it'll automatically do it, right? I have git configured to just push the current branch, but I could also specify a whole bunch of them to be pushed if I need to, although I rarely do that. So now let's see what's next here. We got, now we just look at the, oh, we have to merge this now, right? So, okay, we just added this stuff. So again, git merge, git merge, and we want just the rooms. And so none of this. We don't merge from the development branch, right? We're always composing from our features. So I think that's good enough, right? Quit. I think it looks good. Now we can see in our status here, we can push a few more up. Yeah, so just checking stuff. All right, that's done. So if I do git push again, I don't need the U. It should push everything that we did. It's just one more commit. And so if we do a git log, oops, let's git log, git log. Is it GLG? I don't have a, I'm gonna have to add another abbreviation, whatever. Yeah, GL is pull. GLO, no. Do I have a log in there? There is a log, but it's the long form one. And L is my favorite trowel thing, so my LS, that's configured to have the latest things at the bottom. If you can see the date times, it always sorts so that the bottom of your listing is at the latest things you've changed are at the bottom. Capital A means you're looking at everything, but not the dot and the dot entries. So it'll show dot folders, but not the default 2 that you see. H is to show you things in human readable format, so 6K, 202 bytes, 1.4 kilobytes, that kind of stuff. And then L is the full line, so you can see everything. T is based on time. R is to reverse the time, so you see the latest stuff at the bottom. Anyway, that's what those are. So yeah, I just hit L and right arrow and I got it for whatever I need. Okay, Definitely want to show some more of these abbreviation things. We're just scratching the surface. There's like some cool stuff. For example, if I had this and I go right arrow, it could jump me in here. You can say where to put the cursor in and things like that. And then, of course, that combined with the completions that it has, where you tab complete things. We're going to play with some tab completions. There's like a really cool way to, for example, all the events that we have here, we could have a nice JSON output of certain things that we want. So you could say events list and then tab, and it'll of type, and it'll list you all the types of events that you have in your event store. And then you could press space to enter more or whatever, and then you could go to another parameter and say, okay, just give me the something that only has this user's events. Really powerful stuff. So yeah, this is like heaven, developing things like this, and it's the reason that I wanted to make my own company so that everyone could develop this way. All right, so what was I going to do? I was going to show the git log, and we have to add BPF. Just in case I run this from another branch, I want to do that. I know I'm on QA now. I could just, actually it wouldn't show it. So I have to specify all the branches that I have here. The reason I'm not doing show all is because I have an entire other tree of commits here from what we did in the conferences abroad. So this little tree has its own root in this repo. Should really be its own repo. I mean, I could easily do that, but I won't just yet. If anyone's interested and wants to know about Git, I can show you how to transplant this history into its own repo without all that other stuff, especially since it's got its own root. It won't cause any problems. So here we go. We have this having so anything that you see as a completed. So in other words, you can have a whole bunch of triggers based on anything that's put into QA. That means that something was finished. So you could mark, if you had some automation, you could mark some of these things as green now, right? So if I know where this is and that I finished this, I can check that I have a rooms thing here, a room state view. So if I manage to find, sift through the XML for this diagram and find the coordinates of this, then I look for anything that says Atom dash, and if it's in progress or finished or whatever, mostly in progress, and I can change this color to be green and save the file. And so this should dynamically update to show people that I actually have finished committing all the changes for this, and I'm ready for it to be deployed to a staging environment maybe, or whatever your process is. I don't care, I don't mind, whatever it is. But yeah, you can have so much automation behind this, and the next year is just going to be insane with especially with the book that Martin wrote. People were asking for a book for a long time, so I'm happy that he did, because I was going to write the event modeling book, but not necessarily the event sourcing book. And so he did kind of tackled both. There's lots more information that needs to be done. I'm still going to write the event modeling book. It should still stand on its own. It should be a good companion. So for both books, but as soon as I get some time, I'll do that. Meanwhile, let's do some examples. So we're good. We're done with this. This is now finished. So I will manually change this to green. Oops, not like that. Ugh. Fill, I want nothing. Apply. And I don't like that green. I want a more sickly green. Kind of bright, fluorescent. That's good. That looks good. And then, of course, I want the writing also to have that gross green. Apply. Okay. Green means good, go, right, done. And then, of course, I don't want it to say in progress. I want this to say, sorry, I'm really zoomed out here, right? So in progress, I want this to now say done. So hopefully you saw how that worked. And then when I do some more work on this other slice here, this will be interesting because we'll have a different set of types of tests, right? We have this ability to also build off of a line of tests. Like we can copy, when we add a time slot, it's there. But then, we also have this history of these things. So we don't really need this one, as we add more time slots. So if we add another time slot here, and we're going to do something like 9:30 to 10:30, and here we have first session, right? Then we could always assume that all of any events that are in this history are the setup for that. So we could also do the same kind of scenario, but with commands to kind of show what happens over a timeline with different things that can happen here. And of course, it doesn't mean you have to have a continuous one. You can break it up into have multiple subsets that show different permutations going through things, which is really powerful. So we'll see when we do the slices, we might actually add one more layer of abstraction to those tests, so that for a particular slice you might have not just one timeline, but you might have a couple that show certain things. That's really exciting for being able to really talk about testing in the way that business frames all of this testing stuff. So here, in this case, this test would be, this is just setting up for the next session. So here we would have time slot added, and obviously we would have, the exact expected data. So, okay, we can save that. And again, cd, let's go back to where we were here. Oops. Oh, okay, because we restarted the terminal. cd dot open spaces design. So we need to add everything, get status, yeah, get commit, and just say added similar tests for adding time slots. And git push. We're good on there. Okay, so hopefully that lets you kind of see how we can use the same strategy for this automating this slice, which has everything to do with these time slot added. And this history can also, add more prerequisites, so we can stack some more events that don't have commands in there, and that could be, part of the history. It'll be interesting what kind of format we can make for that test suite, so that we can kind of map what we have here directly into the code, especially if there's some previous history which is not a direct result of the command we're trying to test, right? So our slice tests are all going to be testing just the added time slot, but we may want to introduce a timeline that has other events that are relevant to that. So again, quite a powerful approach, and we'll do that next time. Right now I have to probably go to sleep in another hour, so I'm gonna try and finish the podcast. So time to switch gears, I think. If you're still here, that's wonderful. I hope you're enjoying yourself and you maybe learned something. I do need to make a note of what video I have to pluck out. So I actually have a couple of videos to pluck out of here. One of them was getting the AI to look at what I copied from the image that I copied from the event model, and it made those really, really nice forms, including the menus. I was actually quite astonished at how well it did that. Usually it was kind of a crapshoot with any of this UI stuff, but it kind of nailed it. I was it exceeded my expectations for what it generated, especially since this is not a UI design tool, this Cursor AI IDE. The fact that it was able to look at an image that I pasted into its chat and say, okay, here's some mustached syntax HTML templates that look exactly kind of like what you want. I was pretty floored how accurate it was. So, and then the second one, so I need a short on that. From image in Cursor AI. And then the other one that I want to show is obviously the test cases. There's two things that it did. Actually, there's about three things that it did really well. The main two ones, though, are taking the image again from the event model of the test suite and generating the rest of the tests. And the other one was generating the fake tests that I could just have in my event stream. So when I run the application, there's stuff already there that I kind of talked about in the actual tests already. And when I run the application, I'm seeing the code run exactly what I want it to run. So it's, yeah, definitely a couple of videos are going to be put out for that. And so yeah, hopefully you guys get inspired to try some of this event modeling plus event sourcing combination and join the Discord to kind of talk about it with others. Because this is kind of the core. You can start to integrate anything external like your authentication or other services through the automation pattern, which we probably will want to get into in subsequent live streams, just to show how easy this is. And I'm not using anything, I'm just using flat files. So Martin uses Exonic, he's on the JVM side. That's great. That's really good because that makes you feel at home if your job is kind of enterprise stuff. That's awesome. But then on the flip side of that is that you kind of you want to brush away all of that and just look at the pure concepts themselves. So that's why we're doing just flat files here, to be able to like have nothing in between. I don't need to stand up a server of any sort. I don't need to import any libraries, really. I mean, the only thing I have is Express and some other kind of very basic, very old things that have been around for a while. So it's not using anything, you know, fantastic and new. So yeah, the other short I want to do is the tests from image and fake data from image. All worked really. Yeah, I'll write those down. And then what I want to do, as I promised, is to look at these, create a new window and where is it? Podcasts, right? So, okay, I wanted to do that. I was kind of playing around with getting this podcast to be to have a podcast site with all the RSS feeds and all that, and I was going to do that in Hugo, but I did that already last week, and I made the mistake of saying give me a Hugo site that does this, and it just dropped in all the bells and whistles. And honestly, we have one episode a week, there's no guests, there's just two co-hosts. I don't need anything crazy. So again, I tried to do way too much here. I have a lot of styling for stuff, so I'd rather, you know, go really simple with some elements, you know, 2 or 3 types of elements, cards maybe for each episode. I don't really want to have way too much of this stuff, so I'm gonna start, you know, from scratch with you guys to do this. The podcast is on, if you search for event modeling podcast, it's the event modeling and event sourcing podcast. There's 2 first episodes up there. I'm discussing this stuff with Martin if you're interested. So anyway, yeah, let's see what we want here. Okay, suggest some items on the home page of a podcast. Okay, So I think we're going to have a couple of things here, like a menu, right? So we're definitely going to have that, and that we want style the line, we want it to be obviously black. Oh my God. Okay. We don't need all that. Okay, so we need some artwork. Okay, so I want this to be set as default style for now, so I can put all these things on here. And oh, I don't want a square. Yuck. Who wants a square? What this? Why is it putting it there? Put it here, please. So yeah, we want like a hero image. Hero image featuring microphone. Sure. Okay, and then here we want, this is a menu. So here I actually want, let's make sure we're aligned to the left. I think we're going to have spot of, oops, Jesus, gigantic writing. Why is this, oh, text. Why is this not 10 points? Okay, I don't understand. Why is that not allowing me to have a smaller font? Draw.io is a pain in the ass sometimes. Okay, does anyone know why this? Okay, now it's very interesting. Let's zoom into this stuff. Okay. Really odd. Arrange text. We want it to be in the middle or to the top. I think it's got this stupid spacing here, which is going to cause issues. Global spacing. That is very bizarre how it's, I think it's because it's still thinking it's 31. It's 13 here. Here it's thinking it's 31. Okay, now it's kind of, yeah, and if you ever look at the encoding for Draw.io stuff, it's just XML, and inside the attribute values is embedded HTML with everything escaped. It's a kind of a rat's nest to decipher, but at least it's free. So here, what are we going to have? Large hero section, brief, compelling description of what the podcast is about. All right, let's do that. So what is the podcast about? I want to do that. Featured latest episodes with episode artwork. Well, it's going to be the same every time. Title, description, audio player. Yeah, so we're going to have that. Release date, duration, about section, recent episodes grid. Yeah, exactly. So that's what we're going to have. So that's what I'm interested in, is really just creating this grid. Because that's what Hugo is going to have to iterate over. So we'll definitely have the episode number here. And then we're going to have the description, which is going to be the longest. We will have the latest episode to be played right in here. So I think we have the list of stuff here. But then we're going to have, oops, I don't want those. Then we're going to have the latest episode. Feature ring. Man, my English is just not good today. Okay, and this is going to be latest episode. And do I want that here really? I guess. Maybe not. I don't want it here. I'm going to add it. Where's my text thing? Oh, here it is. Text. Okay. Text, I want latest episode. I want that to be further along, to the left, down, get a little smaller, bring it over here, latest episode. Here we want, do we have anything like a little play button, advanced? I guess we don't have more shapes. Do I dare? Ugh, look at this. Really doesn't like basic arrows, data diagram. I can barely read that. Sitemap, mockups. Well, that might be cool. Let's add mockups. I don't want any iOS crap in here. How's arrows? What's basic? Not that. Data flow. This is business stuff. Other signs, web icons. Oh, that's kind of cool. Can I zoom in on those? Really? Oh, I can't even move this. Really? I'd like to see what those are. Web icons. I think I want them. Threat modeling. Material design. Maybe material design. Let's just try material design. That might actually have some nice things for this. What is mockups again? I don't know if I want those, but it doesn't hurt to try. Okay, let's try these guys for now. What is a scratch pad? Drag elements here. Oh, this is the stuff I want to use all the time. Really? What is scratch pad? Help. I'm not getting any help. Untitled. Oh, I just didn't see those. Save. Oh, so it's there. Oh, because it's black. I can. So okay. So the scratch pad is a bunch of stuff I want to repeat. Okay. So if I want like the writing, I can put it in here too. So that gives me like stuff I can reuse. All right. I haven't used the scratch pad yet. It looks like a good feature. Cool. We have a table. That looks kind of neat. Cross-functional flowchart. Nope. I don't think that's really mock-up buttons. The hell? This is kind of neat. Dialogues, cards, lists. Okay, maybe lists are kind of neat. They have something nice here. Bluetooth on and off, Wi-Fi off. Ah, very nice. Okay, menus. It's actually pretty good. Have a list. Just okay, I can pick dates, selection controls. Text fields. Let's see, that's probably not it, but I take okay. That's all material design stuff. So we could make this look really swanky in here, and then see how well our code generation goes. Let's see. Do I dare put in I mean, I might as well use Figma for this. I kind of want the event model in here though, so mock-up graphics. What is this? Okay. Forms. We don't need forms. Containers. This is really cool. Group. I wonder if you can actually add more pages to this. Oh, that's like a whole thing. I want tabs. Edit link, edit control points, add to Scratchpad, unlock, lock, unlock. I guess it's not really as yeah, it's not as smart as I thought it would be. Like you could just add and remove these things. I guess I can just remove these things. And can I duplicate this? Okay, yeah, so then I have to like group it together, I guess. Oh, that's good enough. Whatever. I'm not gonna use that though. But can I use one of these tables? Oh, that looks pretty good. That's pretty easy. Previous episode. Recent episodes. Okay. I guess we can do nav third. And here we want nav 10th. Oops. And then delete that, delete that. Here we say intro. Yeah, let's see if it can, how this grows. Does this grow, however? Oh, okay, so it is kind of smart. Okay. I guess we could use this. Let's make this full here, and then let's just make some nicer dates. 2024. Trying to use our actual data for when we recorded. Does tab work? Nope. Guess it's not really. 2024. And this was the 12th. Okay, cool. Intro. I think we had book release, and we had destroying the aggregate. Forget. This is just sample data anyway. Here we want. Do we want the play buttons in here too? Maybe. It's too bad I don't. Maybe that's not the right one. Is this better? I think this might be better. I just want more cells. I don't know how easily I can add cells in here. That's just the pivot point. Okay, so that still works. Very strange. Okay. So I'm wondering how I would add rows to this table. Let's just see how it goes. Yeah, thought so. Edit data. Property name. Okay, that's just metadata for these things that it supports. Lock, unlock. I don't know what that did. Oh, what the hell? Now it's locked. Unlock. Okay, so connection points, add to Scratchpad, back to front, edit style, connection points. Yeah, I don't think I can do more with this. I don't know if anyone knows Draw.io more than me. Feel to chime in to see if this stuff's possible. Oh my god, got more spammers on here. That's all I get from Twitch is spam crap. I guess I'm going to Twitch. see Twitch. I'm live. One viewer. It's me. And where is ban user? Good. Get out of there. And then, of course, I gotta just get rid of them here because I gotta do it on the restream as well, right? Chat. Done. Okay, gone. Maybe if we get more people on the streams, I can add some admins. Anyway, next time. So I think it's getting too late. It's midnight. I'm gonna finish this podcast thing another day. I think tomorrow. I'm gonna go to sleep. Actually, I'm gonna see if I can call Martin because he might be up. I need to discuss some stuff for the workshop. So that's got to get done. The workshop is on November 30th, a Saturday. So check out the Adaptive Group site to do that. So again, we have this going here and all the streams are here in case you want to see more. This is event-driven information systems, but if you search for event modeling, it should give you that. I'm going to, this is the wrong one, but let me just go to advanced tech or adaptive group. So no, event modeling. So if you go to event modeling, come on. I will change this so it observes the light and dark themes. This site hasn't been updated forever, but I did paste this, so there's a sign up for the workshop. You can see when it is, and Martin's going to be there, of course, JP and Rob. Buy the book. It's cheap. An amazing thing to read, really. Hopefully you'll get a lot of value of that. And then, of course, there's a newsletter. You can go to Martin's site. That's going to be, that's a weekly release as well. So if you don't want to listen to these streams, don't have the time to do that, and or the podcast, then you can look at that, sign up for this, and just read the notes through newsletter format. Listen to the podcast. This is what I'm going to be working on so that we have, all of this stuff added. That's the first episode. Second episode is out. So if we go in here and just go to YouTube, nice and loud, let's pause this. So that's the first episode. But if you go to the podcast, you see the second episode is out. That was out earlier. So, oops, I'm on the first one again. Episode 1. Do we have episode 2? This is the one. Okay. Let's click on episode 2. So yeah, we discussed a lot of stuff, and we discuss these things. So we discussed this, what this actually means, as you can see here. So event modeling and event sourcing podcast, 2 episodes out. Another one's going to be recorded this Sunday. So we're on a roll here, doing a lot of interesting things. And so, yeah, hopefully you'll see that. So I'm going to call Martin, do a couple of edits to get some shorts out of this stream, because I think they were good, and then we'll see you tomorrow when I do another stream and continue with what we were doing earlier, and also finish up the podcast site. So see you then. Bye, everyone.